Hello and welcome to another episode of Astronomy Answered Simply. Today's question: is the observable universe growing every day? Are scientists seeing more and more galaxies, older and older lights? If this is true, then why can't we see older than the GNZ11 galaxies? Why do some people even say the observable universe is shrinking? Okay, long question or long series of questions and really good ones. So let's start unpacking these one at a time. Is the observable universe growing every day? Well, yes, but no. Yes, the observable universe is growing every day because we have better instruments able to detect farther back in time and farther out in space. That's why we are launching the James Webb Space Telescope in hopes of seeing the very, very earliest galaxies that we can, which were formed about 14.8 billion years ago. However, those galaxies are now some 32 to 40 billion light years away because of the expansion of the universe. The universe itself, the very fabric of space-time, is expanding continuously. And relatively speaking, this is the point about, motion and speed are relative to the observer. Some parts of the universe are actually moving away from us faster than the speed of light. How is that possible? Because all points in the universe are expanding at the same time. I need a balloon or something to demonstrate this, but it's really kind of a fascinating concept and takes a long time to wrap your head around. But once you do, the universe is just a mind-blowing place. I think I can go into a whole video on that. So, are scientists seeing more and more galaxies, older and older lights? Well, that's how astronomy works. We point telescopes, we're building larger and larger telescopes, and we're putting larger telescopes into space. So as we gather, larger telescopes means we can gather more faint light and discern more objects that are farther away or farther back in time, so to speak. So in essence, we also have improved technology where we can kind of read more into the existing data. For example, we are still studying images captured by Hubble over the last 10 or 15 years and still learning from that data as we have better and better software and better algorithms and processes for extrapolating information from that data. Plus, there's just massive amounts because the universe is so big, so massive, and so huge that we will never, ever, ever understand it all or see it all. We're still trying to map just tiny, tiny, tiny little parts of it. So, if this is true, then why can't we see older than the GNZ11 galaxies? Well, we probably can and will be able to, but the Hubble Ultra Deep Field, which I believe is where the GNZ11 galaxies came from, was the Hubble pointed at literally a completely empty patch of sky for, I think it was 30 or 35 days, something like that. And they literally had the Hubble pointed at one spot, just one tiny spot that, if you hold out your hand, would be the size of my pinky nail, from like about that spot of a sky. And in that spot, the Hubble Deep Field, or the Hubble Ultra Deep Field, resolved thousands upon thousands of galaxies in what looked to us as empty sky. But there's still photons being emitted, and it captured that faint light over and over and over a long amount of time to discern these images of distant galaxies. So will we be able to see galaxies older than it? Probably, especially when James Webb launches, because James Webb is like an 8-meter telescope, and it's designed for infrared. So really long wavelength, really slow wavelength, much larger than the Hubble. We'll be able to see probably right up until, right up to the Big Bang. Now, is the observable universe shrinking? So, yes, but that's because the universe is expanding so fast that parts of the universe are actually moving away from us and moving farther than our ability to see them. It will take, the light from them will never, ever reach us because the universe is expanding, relatively speaking, faster than that light can travel. Freaky, yeah. So the observable universe, what we can actually see, is shrinking. And as we go millions of years or billions of years really into the future, we will see a far smaller amount of galaxies in the distant universe from our perspective because, well, light speed is the limit. And the universe itself, the very fabric of the space-time is expanding so fast all across the universe that even though the light has been traveling for billions of years, the light's continuing to travel, but the universe is expanding and it's moving away from us. So we'll never see the light from many, many, many galaxies. We already think that the universe itself is about 98 to 100 billion light years across. Our observable universe is about 32 to 34 billion light years. Maybe it's like 43 billion. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's huge. The universe and just our little is so humongous. It's so massive. It's so mind-blowing that you can lose yourself just thinking of it and how infinitesimally small we are on this tiny little, gas-covered rock with just the right distance from our sun for us to be alive. So it's kind of a complex answer. It's like yes to all of it, but not in the way you think. It's like, yes, the observable universe is growing every day, but that's because the universe is expanding every day. And it's because we can see more in the technology with our technology farther back in time. But the amount we are going to be able to see tomorrow due to the expansion of the universe is actually going to be less than what we can see today, even though we'll be seeing farther back in time or farther away. There's an absolute limit on what we can see because the light will never, ever reach us from some of those objects in the early universe. All we'll see is the cosmic microwave background radiation from those points. And it's kind of interesting. Hopefully one day we'll have faster than light travel and be able to explore beyond our solar system or our little slice of the galaxy, but we've got a long way to go before that happens. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, ask me questions. Have a great day. Thank you.